Why don't we just say to the NFL, hey, let's play on grass?
Obviously, the players want to play on grass. The analytics tell you that there's more injuries because of turf. It's no secret that when you bring grass in, that grass has to mesh, and all of a sudden there becomes divots and lines and different things that can actually hurt a player worse.
But maybe the trade-off is, oh, you won 18 games? Maybe we can do the grass thing. Maybe that's the way it can be negotiated.
Inside Football is proud to have Joey as our presenting partner. Nicotine with a quick hit, long tail in the strength of your choice. As a thank you for being part of Inside Football's crew, we teamed up with Joey to give you a 35% discount on your first order. Get it all at meetjoey.com/football.
So it was the summer of football here in the United States with the World Cup as we're getting into football. And one of the things that I noticed, and I'm sure you guys noticed, well, two things actually. FIFA will not let any of the sponsors have their names mentioned during the World Cup because they're not getting the money.
Yeah.
Kansas Stadium, Miami Stadium, New York, New Jersey,
Boston, LA
Boston Stadium,
Yeah.
LA Stadium.
Yeah.
But the other thing was, man, that was a lot of grass they played on. And instead of the turf that a lot of those fields have when they're set up for the NFL season, we saw grass at MetLife. We saw grass at SoFi. Grass in a lot of places where the NFL teams play on turf. Why don't we just say to the NFL, hey, let's play on grass?
I don't think there's any question. Obviously, coming from a guy who played, or I should say, managed a team that had the first retractable roof, retractable field stadium in the world. Obviously the players want to play on grass, and it's no secret. And there's no secret. The analytics tell you that there's more injuries because of turf. Yeah. So the biggest thing for me is how do we do it? How do we do it for the owners where they buy into it? The one thing about it is for stadiums that have indoor stadiums, it's no secret that when you bring grass in, that grass has to mesh, and all of a sudden there becomes divots and lines and different things that can actually hurt a player worse. So we just have to figure that out and move forward.
But I think you said the quiet part out loud there. Get the owners to literally buy in. It's going to cost them money.
Yeah.
I think the other part of it, though, Trey, is the fact that some of these stadiums are not owned by the teams.
Correct.
They're owned by the municipalities, the counties, and everything.
Pittsburgh.
And that's
Soldier Field.
who's buying in. Yeah. They have to commit the dollars to be able to replenish the turf all the time. Now, Pittsburgh does a good job of it. Now, you don't want to go to Pittsburgh after they've played a high school championship game there.
Yeah.
It's going to be beat up.
Yeah, in
or
December.
Pitt's played there, and it's going to be beat up. But they do a good job of managing it. But yet you have these other places that it's harder. But Seattle, Foxborough, Houston all also had grass that are on, field turf.
As players, how much of a difference did it make to your body?
On Monday, you felt that the turf just beat me up. Early on in my career, probably late in your career, the turf was terrible. They still had the Philly turf. You get out there, you have all turf runs. And it got better as my career went on, but you still feel different. The grass, the receivers and the DBs say it slows you down a little bit, but it makes everybody slow. If you're going, you're all in the same playing field, but my body felt different, definitely. And I think we're fortunate to play at Soldier Field. It wasn't always great footing late in the season. I don't know how they keep track of that, but it's also owned by the city of Chicago, so the municipality ran the maintenance on it, but grass was always better for me. And the grass in Florida, the Tampa's, the Miami, the little short grass, Carolina has it, unbelievable. Those are the fast tracks.
Ours was fast when it was good. Now, the biggest thing about it is ours was essentially a giant cookie tray. Yeah. And we would generally buy anywhere from 5 to 6 fields preseason. That would be preseason practices. We practiced in camp there. And then obviously we all went all the way to the Fiesta Bowl and hopefully playoff football. So obviously we kept changing that out. And when you change it out and you have a dome stadium, there are some problems with humidity that create slippage. So that field has to bond, and it takes about 14 to 15 days to bond.
So there are obvious problems in the overall transition. The number one thing is cost. And because you're talking about the 32 locations, but you're also talking about the 32 home training facilities, because they all have to be changed out.
And daily maintenance.
Because, so the amount of times you're going to have to replace your practice field, because we have 1 or 2 fields designated every facility that are indoors that are turf because of the weather.
Right.
All right. So those have to be replaced and to be maintenance. To me, I'm not the person that needs to make a comment about it. The reason why is because I played 3 years at Ohio State. We practiced on turf and played on turf every single day. My first 15 years in the NFL, I practiced on turf, a little bit on grass, but played every game on turf for 18 years in a row. So for me, the last year I played in Miami, it is a big difference. So for me, I'm not going to make judgment just based off my own experience. I know the players want to play on grass, the overall conversions. The only way I think this can change is this is how the owners are going to force the players into playing an 18-game schedule. Because this is going to be collectively bargained.
Look, Inside Football is proud to have Joey as our presenting partner. Nicotine with a quick hit, long tail, in the strength of your choice. No tobacco leaf, no smoke, no spit. 36 flavors, 3 strengths, 108 ways to find yours. And if you're out on the golf course, a Joey in the cart is just as good as it is in the studio. Whether we're breaking down tape or breaking down the league, Joey's right there with us every episode. As a thank you for being part of Inside Football's crew, we teamed up with Joey to give you a 35% discount on your first order. Get it all at meetjoey.com/football.
See, that's interesting on a couple of those. First of all, did you notice your body any different when you were playing an away game on grass or when you're playing a home game in Minnesota?
To me, I had such a great recovery routine, so I don't like to judge how other people would have done.
Yeah.
But immediately after the game, I was already starting my treatment for the next week. Immediately, I was getting ice baths on Sunday night.
That's interesting. But what you just brought up, I think, is also really interesting because the CBA isn't open until after the 2031 season, I believe, 2030, 2031. Roger has been out there saying, hey, with that 18-game model sure looks good to us, which is me basically interpreting that by saying, that's what we're taking. Mm-hmm. And you guys figure out what you want. And maybe the trade-off, and there'll always be a little more money for the players, but maybe the trade-off is, you won 18 games? Maybe we can do the grass thing. Maybe that's the way it can be negotiated.
Let's be honest, though. The NFL is the one model and the one sport that the owners have always had to leverage in negotiations.
Correct.
It's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And until something changes dramatically, they will get what they want.
Right.
I like dramatically.
That's a good word.
I enjoyed that.
Dramatic. I either heard that before I invented it.
It was damn.
Well, this is
I invented it after you heard it.
Dramatic.
What I don't want people to get caught up in the summer hoopla of FIFA, the World Cup, and everything, because the number one reason why they play on the grass, it's not the players.
Yeah.
It's the bounce of the ball.
Yeah.
The ball more consistently bounces off of grass more consistently. When you have the pebbles, you have the skidding of the ball, it's inconsistent for the players to be able to read. So they didn't put any of that information into the propaganda about, players prefer soccer players.
Yeah.
Like they prefer because the ball bounces more consistently.
And
Go ahead, Brian.
the time of year they're playing these games, the grass is perfect. Soldier Field, Green Bay, the teams that play outside in the winter, the grass is not good.
Cleveland.
Past November, the grass is terrible.
But the other part of this is, too, these stadiums we're talking about are some multi-use deals. Mm-hmm. And because of that, the county or whoever owns it wants to bring in the concerts.
Yeah, they want to have a hard floor. Yeah, they want to multi-purpose.
To justify spending that money on all the upgrades of these stadiums and everything all the time. Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into this thinking, but
one advantage too to having an indoor, or I should say a retractable field, is there were times later in the year, and I told you about the humidity and some of the changes in the slippage. We would know to wear 7-inch studs, and the other team would come in fucked up because they don't know what to wear. They'd be slipping. They look like somebody on skates.
And when they play the bowl games there, you can see the college players have a tougher adjustment, especially through the first half of the game.
Yes.
The announcers are talking about it. Oh, he slipped here. And that information right there, that's critical information.
Because it looks and it feels good at first until you try to cut.
Well, I can remember a couple of Super Bowls played at Santa Clara and other places. players felt like they were on skates sometimes on that grass. So the idea of what we saw in the summer with FIFA, translating it over to the fall and the winter, quite frankly, when we're playing these games, there's a lot to get in there. But it's something if the players feel really good about. They've been able to negotiate player safety things in these CBA negotiations, less practices, all this kind of stuff. Maybe that's something that they want to plant their flag on.
But 18 games, Trey, pushes it to another game in January.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all
the
these things we're talking about,
The
these
calendar.
outdoor stadiums, and the calendar, because the league's not going to start before Labor Day.
Yeah, a lot of these cats don't need another check.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, 18 games are coming.
I think commissioners should listen to Brian Urlacher. I thought I heard him say that the players should play on grass and not be tested for grass. That's what he said. That's what he said. That's what he said.
Well, I think that would improve things. I think that would improve things
Domestically,
it would.
yes.
See,
Big Earl.
Marv, all you guys gonna be ain't none of them suspended. You're gonna be all right.
we bring it full circle here on Inside Football.
Dramatically improved.
Yes.
You said that, I was like, that's a cool word.
Yes.
And I was like, that don't think that's a word, though.
It's like Joey on Friends. Supposedly. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hey, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button because the next video is about to drop has been curated just for you. Touchdown. I don't know what to do with my hands. This is awkward. Madonna, strike a pose, Vogue.